All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another Green Square Talks Battlebots prediction podcast, the last one of the season. So crazy, like it feels like last week started off Battlebots Champions 2, but we're here at the sixth and the final episode of the second Golden Bolt tournament. So by the end of this episode, we're going to find out who's going to raise the second Golden Bolt, whether it'll be Endgame or one of these other seven robots that managed to make it to this point. So yeah, I like what we've been seeing so far. Several great matchups, several surprises. Few robots absolutely coming out of nowhere. It's been absolutely stunning to see, and can't wait to talk about it with co-hosts and other people. Yeah, in the future when I end up doing that episode review podcast that I've talked about during the past few prediction videos. Yeah, I'm eyeing doing a series of podcasts while I'm on Thanksgiving break in college, just because I won't have to worry about that. I'll be less busy. So yeah, but anyway, so this will be plan is basically the same as the previous five episodes. Go through each matchup one by one and show off. What I think the outcome of this entire bracket will be. If you like what you see, obviously hit the like and subscribe button and comment down below your predictions. Always love hearing what everyone has to say, whether you agree or disagree, because as we've been seeing throughout the past five episodes of Battlebots Champions 2, like this is a really unpredictable sport, and it's always fun seeing like what everyone else's opinions on stuff like this is. So let's go ahead and get started here, where we'll just go top left as usual. Shreddit Bro and Sawblaze. Wow. I gotta say, wow, I think that's a rough matchup for Shreddit Bro. But I definitely will not underestimate Shreddit Bro, because like in my opinion, of all the eight robots making it to this point, Shreddit Bro was the biggest surprise of the bunch. Shreddit Bro just came out of nowhere in episode one and just knocked it out of the park, knocking out some huge names in Scorpio, Switchback, and Valkyrie. But then here in the Golden Bolt, straight away, they're leading it off with a matchup against Sawblaze, who's already taken down the beast of a drum spinner and Minotaur, not once, but twice. So this is a tough matchup for Shreddit Bro. Hopefully, Shreddit Bro's got some extra top armor on there because they're probably going to need it for this one. But yeah, so yeah, Shreddit Bro revealed that they got their speed controllers working very well, and definitely we saw it work out really well for them in their episode of Battlebots Champions, and that's going to really come into play on this one because I think what their chances of winning this are probably going to be avoid the front of Sawblaze as much as possible, or if they have to encounter the front, which they probably will because Jameson Go is a great driver and he's probably not going to expose his backside or sides to Shreddit Bro that easily. Shreddit is probably going to need to bend the forks up a bit, make it harder for Sawblaze to scoop up Shreddit Bro, because I think the instant Shreddit Bro gets scooped up by Sawblaze, I think it's probably going to be over for Shreddit Bro. Yeah, my pick is going to be Sawblaze for this one. I think Shreddit Bro is going to put up a bit of a fight in this one, because I like what we've been seeing from Shreddit Bro over the past few fights, but I think Sawblaze absolutely has the durability to be able to take all those shots from Shreddit Bro, and I think we're going to see that Hammer Saw really go to work here against Shreddit Bro. I don't think I'm going to predict exactly a quick KO for this one, but I think Sawblaze is going to win it by knockout in probably the first half of the match, but we'll see. So yeah, I'd love to see Shreddit Bro advance just because like seeing it go from like the rough main competition we've seen to not just like winning their entire Battlebots Champions bracket, but managing to take out a Giant Nut winner on the way in Sawblaze, that'd be incredible to see. But I like what we've been seeing from Sawblaze, not to mention they won the whole thing. So, and I think their extra durability is going to help them in this one. All right, down below, Tantrum and Ripperoni. So Tantrum, another giant nut winner who got an instant berth into this bracket, and then Ripperoni, who won the last episode, taking out some big names in Glitch, Hypershock, and Monsoon. So some pretty big names they took out, and they get another one here in Tantrum, former champions. So yeah. So as for this one, I'm gonna go with a pizza bot. I'm gonna pick Ripperoni for this one. But this one was between the four matchups here. This one ranked number two for the ones I had the hardest time predicting. Because I think what we're going to see here is whoever wins some of those early shots is going to be able to take this match. Because I think one of these two robots is going to knock the other off balance and then attack their exposed areas and go for get like a KO or something like that. I don't know exactly. Ripperoni probably wouldn't be able to kill Tantrum by not necessarily like killing the internals because Tantrum is an absolute brick for sure. I think Tantrum can absolutely take the hits. My big concern with Tantrum though is going to be their self rider just hasn't been that reliable this year. Like yes, we've seen it work like when they fought Hydra and then I think it worked when they fought Blip maybe, but like when they fought Minotaur, Whiplash, and yeah, I don't remember if they had to use it in the Endgame fight. It didn't work for them. Like, I'm concerned that if Ripperoni manages to land a haymaker that manages to flip Tantrum over, we could see them possibly disable a self-rider with another shot if they can avoid letting Tantrum self-right and get the breathing room they need to be able to try to get a rebound on the match. Yeah. But yeah, the reason why this one was hard one to pick is also because like something I'm nervous about with Ripperoni basically is Ripperoni hasn't really seemed to be able to take shots to that base very well. We saw that in the Monsoon fight, and we saw that in the Hypershock fight, basically, where both robots kind of was able to land a glancing shot to that base area, and then we saw them lose a side of drive because of it. If Tantrum can manage to get to those exposed areas, we could see that happen again. And that's what I think Tantrum's path to victory would be, basically. Try to avoid the vertical spinner, attack those side areas, or whatever you want to call them. So but yeah, this is a difficult one to difficult one to pick. I think this one's just going to come down to basically who can outdrive the other and get that first shot. So all right, so you might remember that I ranked that one as the second hardest one I had to pick of the first round. This next one was number one, Jackpot and Whiplash. I'm really excited for this one because I like both those robots. Jackpot especially. Jackpot's one of my favorite robots out there. So with this one, Jackpot strategy is almost certainly going to be try to keep the front towards Whiplash because, like, with the extra reach those diamond vertical spinners have, we could see. I bet Jackpot would win a weapon on a head-on exchange with Whiplash, basically, and could possibly disable not just the vertical. Could possibly disable the vertical spinner and the lifter the same way that they were able to disable Lockjaw's vertical spinner when Jackpot fought Lockjaw a couple years ago. But then, of course, Whiplash's big advantage is Maddie Vasquez. Because absolutely, Whiplash has the better drivetrain between the two of them and definitely could control the match pretty easily with that lifter and possibly cause a little bit of damage with the vertical spinner. But I think Whiplash does need to avoid the front as much as possible during this match. So as for my prediction for this one, I think I'm going to give the edge to Maddie Vasquez's driving on this one. My pick is going to be Whiplash, but I was really going back and forth on this one because I think Jackpot absolutely has what it takes to take out Whiplash. So yeah, I like the driving of Maddie Vasquez. I think it's going to really come into play here. We really saw it come into play during their bracket basically in all three of those matches, those fights with Fusion, Malice, and Black Dragon. And like I think we're going to see that once again here in this match. So I have Whiplash advancing, and yeah. All right, right down below, free shipping in Endgame. So free shipping the last of the five robots that managed to make it out of one of the previous five episodes, winning three matches and winning some matchups such as managed to take out Mammoth, Beta, and Gigabyte. So pretty difficult schedule right there for free shipping. Their opponent is Endgame, former Giant Nut winner and the defending Golden Bolt champion. So that's a tough matchup for free shipping for sure, right there. So we've already seen what Endgame's configuration is. It's forks, as we kind of expected right there. So, and I imagine free shipping's probably trying for the ground game as well, because I know I saw a picture of this one. I couldn't tell what free shipping's configuration was, but that'd be my guess. Is that it's something for ground game wise, something like what they went with for Hydra, I imagine. So as for this one, I don't. I I was so happy to see Gary Jin make it into the Golden Bolt bracket, but I don't think free shipping is gonna have much of a chance in this one. I hope I'm wrong about that one because I want to see free shipping go far in this one. But like I think Endgame just has so many big advantages. Endgame is one of like the masters when it comes to the ground game, basically. It's very hard to get underneath that robot. And like that along with the fact that that's a nasty vertical spinner, I think Endgame's gonna be landing a ton of shots with that vertical spinner on the free shipping. And I think we're gonna see Endgame deliver a devastating KO in this one. I have Endgame going on to the next round, and let's go ahead and move on to round two. Okay, so round two, we got Sawblaze, Ripperoni, Whiplash, Endgame. Once again, if this is your first time watching one of these, keep in mind these are just predictions. I have high doubt that I have high doubts that I got all four of these matchups correct. And like I don't think there was even one bracket during the previous five episodes where I managed to get the entire first round correct. And yeah. So let's get started with the second round here. We have Sawblaze and Ripperoni. In a way, this is a little bit like a rematch, basically, because like Sawblaze uppercut is kind of where I was going with that. That like even though this is definitely a much different robot with Ripperoni, different type vertical spinner, way less physics in it, and then the fact that it's a flywheel vertical spinner, basically, rather than like what uppercut had here. But yeah, so this one I like Ripperoni in this one for sure. I think Ripperoni absolutely has what it takes to take out Sawblaze because Sawblaze is going to have to be cautious with this one. Sawblaze, like Ripperoni, I think is one of the harder vertical spinners for Sawblaze to go up against based on like the design of that robot right there. It's going to be difficult for Sawblaze to be able to time a shot with that hammer saw if they were to go head on with Ripperoni without like taking a shot on the arm or the spinner from Ripperoni's spinner. So they probably would not want to do. So I imagine we're probably going to see Sawblades trying to target the sides of the backside of Ripperoni right there. Because I think the front of Ripperoni would give Sawblades a lot of trouble in a match like this. But I like Jameson Ghost driving here, and I think if he's patient with his robot and is able to avoid taking those heavy shots from Ripperoni, I think this is Sawblaze's fight to win as well. Like I mentioned this concern with Ripperoni Tantrum, but I'm concerned about how well Ripperoni can take shots to lots of those side areas by those wheels. And even though I do expect Ripperoni, if they were to fight Sawblaze, to have like a bunch of to have like a top armor package for a robot like Sawblaze, I still think Sawblaze is eventually going to be able to get the hammer saw in there and penetrate something important, and that could disable Ripperoni. I would love to see Ripperoni advance here, but I think we're eventually going to see that hammer saw fly, and I think it's going to take out Ripperoni. So I have the giant nut winner advancing in this one, but I was absolutely but in heart the robot. But I just want to say this though, like while my gut is telling me to go Sawblaze in this one, my heart is telling me to go Ripperoni. Ripperoni is like the robot I want to win this whole bracket, basically, just because it'd be so cool to see that robot after bowing out in round of 32 to Black Dragon to just obliterate everybody in its path and manage to win the whole thing. That'd be incredible to see. But yeah, my gut's still telling me to go Sawblaze, but yeah, we'll talk about the other one now. So the other one here, we got a rematch from a couple championship matches ago, basically. Because we saw Whiplash and Endgame in the final the year the Endgame won the giant nut. So yeah, pretty cool stuff if we were to get a rematch between the two of them. So yeah, it'd be cool. I imagine Endgame strategy is probably going to be the same as what they did last time. Try to keep the front towards Whiplash because almost certainly they would win the ground game and be able to beat Whiplash again by brute force. Whiplash's strategy probably going to be try to avoid the front and do a little bit of a better job at it this time. Like, even though I think that's gonna be a really hard task, basically, without like being told by the referee to go engage with them, just because they have much stricter rules on engagement this year. But yeah, engagement and Jack Barker's driving is why I think Endgame would win this one again. So yeah, I think Whiplash's strategy is obviously going to be similar to what they did last time, but try to do it better, where they want to try to use Endgame's gyroscopic forces against them by doing donuts around them and then striking at the best possible moment, which wasn't able to happen last time. So because Endgame eventually got in there with the vertical spinner, managed to take out the vert. I think they disabled the lifter, maybe. I don't remember. I haven't watched it. I haven't seen that match in a while, but regardless, though, I think the ground game of Endgame and that powerful vertical spinner is going to lead them to victory if they were to fight Whiplash again. So, yeah, let's go ahead and move on to round three. All right, so round three, I have round three matchup. I can't believe but I have an Endgame Sawblaze rematch. This will be fight number three between them. They're 1-1 against each other. Sawblaze managed to win in a very close judge's decision back in 2018 when both of these robots were like, well, when Endgame was a rookie bot. Sawblaze was technically not a rookie bot because they were in 2016. Or they were involved in the 2016 robot in 2016, but I think 2018 was kind of what made them really stand out, basically. But then, of course, last season we saw Endgame manage to deliver a quick KO on Sawblaze this time around. So that this is a tough one to predict for sure because both of these robots, these are two kings when it comes to the ground game, and both of them have really powerful weapons. So I imagine Endgame would probably go with a similar configuration to last time. I'm like top armor package, lots of ground game, and then they had a vertical spinner set up that made it a little bit harder for Sawblaze to be able to like strike a weapon belt or something like that and disable Endgame's vertical spinner. Yeah, and then Sawblaze, I imagine, is just going to be their ground game configuration, basically. Try to scoop up Endgame and deliver as many shots as possible with that hammer song. Try to disable Endgame that way. So, my prediction, it's going to be for the defending Golden Bolt champion. My pick is going to be Endgame on this one. I I have a lot more confidence in Endgame winning the ground game and delivering the heavy shots of the vertical spinner. And while I think Sawblaze will definitely be able to take those shots pretty well, I think if Endgame can just stay on them, basically, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they'd give Sawblaze many opportunities to be able to get the breathing room they need to be able to strike with that hammer saw right there. Of course, Sawblaze could do the same thing because, many teams would know, if you get scooped up by Sawblaze, you're not getting off there very easily. That's just how well Sawblaze's scoop is set up, basically. But yeah, I think this is just another match where it's just going to come down to who can who can win the first exchange between them because I think that's going to really set the pace if these two were to meet in the final once again, and I think that's going to be the big determining factor in it. So yeah, I'm going to predict Endgame by KO. So yeah, let's go ahead and review. All right, so here are my predictions for this one. Coming out of the first round, I have Sawblaze, Ripperoni, Whiplash, and Endgame getting past the first round matchup. Then I have Endgame beating Sawblaze in the finals. So and I have Endgame winning their second Golden Bolt here. But yeah, this was a tough one to predict because we got several big names, several robots that just came out of nowhere to get here, which is just nuts, basically. So I could absolutely see some big surprises because, like I said earlier, I have high doubt that this is a perfect bracket. I'd be amazed if it was a perfect bracket. Like that's awesome, but like I don't see it happening. I imagine I'm gonna be wrong somewhere within this, like how I was in all five of the previous five episodes, as you all know if you've seen these videos. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. So thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and definitely comment down below your predictions. Always love hearing what you all have to say. And it'd be interesting to see who you all think is gonna win the Golden Bolt. Whether you agree with me that Endgame's gonna take it, or if you think one of these other seven robots is going to come out on top with it. And yeah. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, all.